Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to slice the subscribe button, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, with the dungeon's gate now opened, they all agree to stick together, making their way through a long tunnel, only to appear out the other end. Seeing the run-down state of the dungeon, they all agree to be careful, as the knocked-over pillars of the dungeon may act as hiding spots for the spiders. Assigning Dragon Roar as the lead group, their task is to search for items, whilst dispatching any incoming creatures. Next, the remaining people, excluding Cruz's party, are assigned as rearguard, tasked with focusing on watching the flank. As Amanda walks with Fran along the dungeon, Amanda talks about how this dungeon brings back memories, revealing that when Amanda was still a noob, this dungeon was all everyone could talk about. Apparently, everyone wanted to be the first to conquer the dungeon, but unfortunately the dungeon had taken many adventurers' lives, forcing Amanda to open up her orphanage, to help the children that lost their parents to this dungeon. Suddenly Crad demands that everyone focus up, as spiders begin appearing out of nowhere. Recognizing their weak level though, Crad gets fired up, as his party clear up spiders blocking the front. Cutting to the others, Cruz and several other adventurers have no problem dismantling the attacking spiders. A lone archer is ambushed by the spiders, having been caught and immobilized by the creature's thick web. Luckily she's freed by the others, who state that the webs are flammable, and in a worst-case scenario, fire can easily set someone free. As they begin harvesting the spider webs, Fran can't help but get offended, as everyone asks that Fran refrain from burning up the valuable spider webs. Heading down a floor, the gang run into other types of creatures, but once again they make light work of the creatures. In the meantime, Fran begins asking Amanda questions about the difference between arts, skills and magic. Happy to see that Fran trusts her, Amanda happily replies that arts are the enhancement of physical skills, by channeling mana through a person or an item. An example is what Amanda did, channeling mana through her whip, or Fran boosting her sword attack. Amanda states that arts are normally learned through luck, as they tend to appear after lots of practice. This is why it helps to be guided by a teacher, which Fran sternly agrees with. Making their way to the third floor, they all notice the abundance of empty rooms, but Crad accidentally triggers a small trap. Barely avoiding it, Cruz announces that traps will be frequent on this floor, causing everyone to linger around, and trigger multiple other annoying traps. As Cruz asks one of his party members to disable the traps, Fran gets curious about skills, as she watches Cruz's party members easily disable various traps. Amanda states that skills vary greatly, but they come in 3 rarities: common, unique and bonus. Moving on to magic, Amanda reveals that the 4 basic elements that exist in this world are earth, wind, fire and water, but the enhanced forms of the 4 are land, sea, inferno and storm. Amanda states that someone must have an affinity for an element before they can use it. One way of checking would be to surround yourself in the element, but if you are unable to be one with an element, it's no use. As the gang reach a door, guarded by tons of spiders, they all agree to work together to bypass the spiders. In the meantime, Amanda adds that if someone has 2 magical affinities, they can combine them to form compound elements, which include ice, life, thunder, sand and metal magic. Since Fran is able to use wind and fire magic, she may be able to learn thunder as a compound magic, but Amanda is still amazed that Fran can use 3 types of magic. Taking a break on a safe point on level 4, Fran shares her curry with Amanda, showing that she now trusts Amanda. Asking if there is any more magic, Amanda utters that there is light and dark magic, but these are affinities rarely seen in humans, and instead by monsters. Light is used to cleanse and create illusions, whilst dark magic is used as poison or necromancy. Wondering if dark magic signals an evil creature, Amanda reassures Fran that she personally knows a human who wields dark magic, and they seem alright, but may act weird sometimes. Overloaded by information, Amanda says that Fran shouldn't worry too much about the details, but our MC notes that he's personally able to perform a lot of what Amanda claims only monsters can do, having absorbed so many skills himself. As they wrap up their break, Crad talks about how easy the exploration has been so far, but Cruz and his gang state that from floor 5 onwards, the difficulty ramps up. All whilst the others learn about the possible things that lie in wait past floor 4, Fran turns to our MC, begging to learn thunder magic, but our MC ignores her. Putting on a cute face, she convinces our MC to level up their fire and wind magic to level 10, unlocking Inferno, Storm and finally Thunder magic. Entering floor 5, the abundance of creatures increases dramatically, causing each adventurer to begin casting stronger spells, whilst working together to kill the swarms, but also help heal the injured. With only the final floor left, Cruz orders the archers to assist the frontline adventurers, as they leave the dungeon core active, but gather as many crystals as they can. As they begin to farm the creatures, one of the adventurers begins to fall ill, unsure why the poison antidote is not working. Our MC scans him, ordering Fran to not only heal him, but to announce that these spiders are far more lethal than the ones they've been fighting. Knowing that they weren't prepared to face these peculiar spiders, Cruz assesses the situation, making the executive decision to retreat, and asking for Amanda to assist with the retreat. Knowing that they can regroup at floor 5, they run into spiders blocking their way, with some of the adventurers being hit with confusion poison. Chasing after the confused adventurers, Fran accidentally is teleported away with 2 other adventurers, via a trap. Suddenly, our MC realizes that he had been separated from Fran, as the trap not only triggered a teleportation, but also disarmed those caught in the trap. Picking up our MC, Amanda rushes to the endpoint of all teleportation traps, but realizes that Fran is not there. With fear on her face, Amanda realizes that they may be facing a high-tier trickster spider, all whilst Fran thinks about how she can't perform any spell or skills without our MC. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like and comment.